Are you trying to figure out factoring? If so, then this is the place for you. I'm going to show you how to do what's called factor by grouping with this set up right here. So what we have is 2x cubed minus 3x squared. Then we have that minus 18x plus 27. So what I'm going to do by grouping is take the two numbers, or two pieces that I have, the two terms in front, and we're going to put them in parentheses. Deal with those first. And then we're going to group this set right here. So we're going to put a set of parentheses around those two. So we're going to focus on this set right here. So we want to see what's in common. We have our greatest common factor that we're going to look for. Now they don't have the same number in common that we can use. They don't have that part. But they do have x squared in common. So both of them have x squared. So we're going to pull the x squared out. That's the first step. Now we're going to have our parentheses, and now we're going to see, well, what times x squared will get me 2x to the third? So you can do that. Obviously, it has to have a 2 in front of it, so we have to multiply it by 2. But then we need that other x, so we need to multiply it by 2x. Now you can also do this by dividing both pieces by the item that you just pulled out, which is right there. And then, as you can see, that's going to get you that with the 2 here. Now we're going to do the next part, minus. And then x squared divided by x squared is just going to be nothing. It'll be just 1. And we just have that 3 there. And again, x squared times negative 3 would give me the negative x squared. So that part's done. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing over here. Notice that the parentheses has that negative inside of it. So we need to make sure we do this, to take care of that negative. So because this is a negative inside here, we are going to pull a negative out. So we are going to pull the negative number that is going to go into both of these things. Now the highest number that goes into both of these items is a 9. 9 goes into 18. It also goes into 27. So we're going to pull out a negative 9 on here. They don't have the same, any kind of variables in common, so we don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to put a parentheses here, and then I'm going to do the same thing. You can divide by negative 9 if you'd like. That can help some people. Or if you don't need to, you don't need to do that. Negative 9 times what is going to give me a negative 18x? Well, that would be a positive 2, and then an x. So this would multiply to get me negative 18x. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. Negative 9 goes into 27, negative 3 times, or minus 3. And that would get me that plus. Or you could just say negative 9 times a negative 3 gives me a 27. Now what you should notice as you're looking at this, that the two items that are in parentheses are exactly the same. So you should have that happening when you're dealing with these. So you should have one set that is going to be the exact identical, that it would be the things that are in the parentheses. You're always looking to do that when you're grouping by factoring. So you're going to have the 2x minus 3. And then the two items that are not in parentheses are going to be your second binomial. And then what you might notice, we're not done yet, is that the second one right here is what's called you're doing a difference of squares. Sorry, my brain's not functioning. Difference of squares. So when you have a difference of squares, those are two perfect squares. And the difference, obviously, being the subtraction symbol. There's no term in the middle. So what you are going to have is a binomial setup that is x plus 3, because perfect square of 9 is 3. So you're going to have one setup that's going to be a plus 3, x plus 3, and then an x minus 3. That'd be your second binomial. Those would come out to be this part, and then we can't do anything else with this one. So this is going to be 2x minus 3. And then this is your finalized factored form of all of this. And that would be how you'd factor this. If you want more questions like these, find them on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at U1Algebra. All these are located in my playlist of polynomials. Don't forget to save this for later, like it, share it, follow for more, and I'll see you soon.